Okay, so recently someone asked me to make an update about Thailand, or at least another video on Thailand. My videos since the death of King Pumapon have attracted quite a lot of attention by the standards of my channel. So what I told that person was I'll try and get more information before I make another video. And what I've just read would seem to be as good a subject as any. So I'm going to excuse me, I've got a bit of a sore throat. I'm going to paraphrase here the British journalist Andrew McGregor Marshall. I'm sure he won't mind. This is from his Facebook page. And he's basically talking about how the junta is misleading people, that international organisations are complying with their crackdown on lèse-majesté offences. So, this is what Andrew says. Following the death of King Pumapon, the Thai junta summoned executives from Google to try to force him to give additional help cracking down on criticism of the monarchy. Anne Lavin, Google's head of public policy and government affairs for Southeast Asia and Greater China, flew to Bangkok from Singapore, where she is based, for a meeting on Friday, October the 21st. At the meeting, she did not offer any additional concessions or deals. She just restated the policies of Google and YouTube, which is owned by Google. YouTube already has a policy that allows videos to be made unavailable in the country if the government of that country can show that the content breaks national laws. The video is still visible anywhere else, just not in countries where the government has shown it to be illegal. After the meeting, Deputy Prime Minister Prajin Juntong lied about what had happened and claimed Google and YouTube were, in inverted commas, teaming up with the junta for a joint blocking effort. He also said Google and YouTube were setting up a special team to monitor the internet around the clock. This was all reported as fact by several Thai and international media, but it is totally untrue. And Andrew goes on to say, Google has issued a statement to clarify, stating, "We have always had clear," excuse me, I'm just relying on my camera here. "We have always had clear and consistent policies for removal requests from governments around the world. We have not changed those policies in Thailand. We rely on governments around the world to notify us of content that they believe is illegal through official processes, and will restrict it as appropriate after for a review. All of these requests are tracked and included in our transparency report. The junta is trying to pretend that other countries and companies will help crack down on freedom of speech of the Thai people. They are lying. Don't believe their bullshit." Okay, Andrew is a journalist who really does his homework, and I've been following Andrew for a while, so I know that. Um, and what he's driving at here is not really surprising. What the junta is trying to do. This gang of thugs are basically trying to give the impression that there is international support for the crackdown. There isn't. What Google is clearly saying is that they understand that when they operate in other countries, in order to do business, they have to abide by those countries' national laws. Now, Thailand obviously has strict lèse-majesté laws, and for those of us who think such laws are absurd, big multinational companies can't quite be so flexible. They know that they have to operate within that market. But I am pleased that Google isn't caving in to these demands, because it would be a disgrace if they did. Um, the way this junta is behaving is absurd. I mean, the number of lèse-majesté cases, I wouldn't be surprised if they start to skyrocket. The royalists are out of control, the extreme royalists, I should say. They're absolutely out of control. It's basically mob rule. And this gang of thugs that are currently governing Bangkok are condoning it, even advocating it. A while back in the Guardian newspaper, there was a report that the government is actually encouraging um, surveillance of neighbours and so on. In other words, they're creating it's actually akin to China in the 1960s, the way that young red guards are brainwashed to do Mao's dirty work. Um, and that's ironic in a sense, because one of the major justifications for the Thai monarchy has always been that supposedly it prevents Thailand from the excesses of neighbouring totalitarian regimes. i.e., communist totalitarian regimes. Well, I'm no fan of communism, but in terms of the personality cult, in terms of how people are being used to attack each other, then really it isn't that different from Maoist era China in that sense. Um, it's absurd, and short of respecting Thai laws within Thailand, I think the rest of the international community should basically do two fingers to the junta, to put it bluntly, and say, we will respect your laws within Thailand, outside Thailand, not a chance in hell. So when the junta is saying that Google is corresponding with them to crack down on internet content supposedly outside Thailand, they're lying and they're trying to stir fear. And they're actually smearing Google because unfortunately people are now going to believe, oh, Google are just stooges of the regime, which wouldn't be fair on Google. Um, so yeah, I mean, Thailand has become an international laughingstock since this, to put it bluntly. And not because people are mourning for the death of King Pumapon. You know, people mourn for leaders every year. It's not an unusual occurrence. But what is unusual and what is making Thailand a laughingstock is the way this is being done, forcing people to mourn. Thai royalists claim that doesn't happen. Not true, because those Thais who don't do it are hounded. You know, there was a woman on a bus in Bangkok recently. She may have had mental health problems. She was wearing white, or actually, it wasn't white. It was a coloured top. I forget what colour, but the point is, she wasn't wearing black. And perhaps because of her mental health condition, she was saying something. I don't know really, but the point is, some royalist woman point blank assaulted her. Of course, the royalist thug wasn't arrested. That's fine. That is completely fine. So this sort of thuggery is basically being encouraged and tolerated. I've said before that Thai royalists in the West need to understand that this shit isn't going to be tolerated outside Thailand. So I do believe that Western countries, or any countries for that matter, who have Thai nationals, whether they're students or working here, whatever, fine, welcome them. But they should make it abundantly clear that in the United States, in the United Kingdom, and in other Western countries, we value freedom of expression. And there have been examples of Thai royalists, have said this many times, actually trying to threaten Thai dissidents within Western countries. So they talk about respecting Thai laws, but they are actually disrespecting the national laws of the countries that they're studying in by threatening others. Freedom of speech. Andrew also made an important point. He has, as I understand it, been charged with lèse majesté in the past. He gave a very confident statement that he didn't care because there's nothing that the junta can do. No democratic country is going to extradite someone for something based on freedom of expression. They're just not going to do that. It's different if someone is charged plausibly with terrorism or murder or another serious crime, but no democratic country, whether it be France, the US, Canada, the UK, none of them are going to extradite someone living in that country for, especially not if they're their own citizen, on charges of offending a national law that is based on attacks of freedom of speech. It's just not going to happen. And the Thai junta is deluding itself. They've proven that they're thugs, but they're also proving they're not very bright if they think that this is going to happen. Um, I do think that the international community needs to put more pressure on Thailand. Thailand is a developing country. It needs international trade. It needs tourism. It needs these things. So, whilst people should respect Thai laws, the international community should make it very clear to the Thai junta that using the king's death in this way to crack down on dissent is intolerable. Human rights trump any national laws, as far as I'm concerned. Um, and that's it. I was going to add something to this. Yeah, regarding the current situation, Andrew also pointed out perhaps the correct title, actually, someone else pointed this out. Thailand is officially known as the Kingdom of Thailand. Perhaps it should be known now as the Principality of Thailand because technically there is no ruling monarch at this exact moment. There is, I forget the guy's name, but the king's former advisor, who's well into his 90s, um, the royal council, I forget the exact name, but the advisors to the king's sort of council, the privy council, they're all octogenarians. They're old men, and these are the people who are supposedly running, a country that is a developing economy, has a lot of young people. That's crazy. Um, it's just totally archaic. It almost seems that if in the last 5 years Thailand has swapped places with Burma. Burma was once a byword for oppression, authoritarianism, severe human rights abuses, and it's still very far from perfect. But whereas Burma has made some improvements, Thailand has went down a dark path, and it's almost like they've switched places. Um, so that's it, really. I just made this video in order to clarify that situation, paraphrase Andrew, and get the message around, because Google is not pandering to the junta. They are saying that they'll abide by national laws. They have to do that because if they don't, then they know that they'll be shut down, and that would mean that Thai dissidents will have no access to the internet at all. So they don't want that, presumably. These things are never simple. And I think people need to appreciate that for big multinational companies, they do have to tread a careful line. They can't just kind of do the two fingers to governments, as much as it might be tempting. They have to be diplomatic, even when dealing with the thugs of the Thai military junta. But that's it. They are not pandering to it. They're saying that they will make concessions where laws have been proven to be broken. Um, but the Thai junta is trying to imply that there's some sort of international condoning of what they are doing, and there is not. The only other governments that might be condoning this is other authoritarian governments. Um, Possibly China. I don't know what China's trade relations with the Thai junta are at the moment. But basically, yeah, they've made Thailand an international laughingstock. So have fanatical Thai royalists. The people who watch my videos, thank you for watching. I know that there are a lot of Thai dissidents who cannot speak openly. What I'm doing isn't difficult. All I'm doing is, spreading information and trying to inform people of what the situation is. Andrew is more informed than I am, because Andrew's a professional journalist. So I'm paraphrasing Andrew in that. But that's it. This situation is utterly absurd. This supposed period, 1 year period of mourning, unfortunately, 112 cases, that is the penal code that prosecutes lèse majesté. I wouldn't be surprised if they skyrocket, because it is going to be impossible for a nation of 68 million people, every single one of them, to slavishly abide by this ridiculous. They say it's not a rule, but it is being imposed. Um, so unfortunately, cases are going to skyrocket. If anything good comes out of it, hopefully there will be more pressure from democratic governments, because up to now I don't think they've done enough. I think they can do more, and hopefully that will be the case. So yeah, if you are a Thai Republican or even a moderate Thai royalist who agrees with what I'm saying, just stay safe and understand that there are people out there who know how difficult this is. And I have utmost respect for the position that you're in. And to extreme Thai royalists, I couldn't care less what you think. I don't respect you. I don't respect your extreme views. And I am not breaking any Thai laws, because I am currently in the United Kingdom. So I'm subject to British jurisdiction, not Thai jurisdiction. Get that into your head.